like a light, lighting up in the dark. You make it right, I forgot how to act. It's so classic. Every time.
Hey everyone, it's Megan at Colorado Sugar Gliders. Today I want to do a short video on how to identify scammers and ways to avoid them. I'm going to give you 5 ways to identify them and 5 things you can do to avoid them. Unfortunately, there are a lot of scammers in the sugar glider market, and I've been seeing way too many people falling for their scams. So I want to give you just a few tips so that you can avoid that. First tip in identifying a scammer is if they refuse to meet up in person. If they won't allow you to come pick up your glider from them, but they will only use their own specific shipping company, it's probably a scam. While many breeders do use USDA certified transport companies, they would prefer that you pick them up in person. There's really no reason why you shouldn't be able to do that unless it's a scam. The second way to identify a scammer is if they require 100% of the money up front. Now again, many legitimate breeders will request a deposit. We require a 30% deposit up front, and there's very good reasons for this. But if you have somebody who says you have to pay 100% up front without ever seeing the glider, this is probably a scammer. A third way to identify if somebody is a scammer is if they have lack of content on their Facebook page. Now maybe they just started their page and there's only a couple sugar glider pictures, no family pictures. That's usually a red flag. If all of their friends and family or the likes on their photos are from overseas, that's usually a red flag. If the photos on their Facebook page all look photoshopped, that again can be a red flag. So just kind of check them out before you jump into purchasing from somebody on Facebook. A fourth indicator that somebody may be a scammer is if their prices seem too good to be true. So if somebody is, say, selling a baby sugar glider for $130, which I saw recently, they're probably a scammer. Now, people may rehome gliders, adult gliders for that price, and that's different. But if somebody's selling a baby for that price, breeders aren't able to make money on that. So somebody offering that is probably a scam. A fifth way to identify if somebody's a scammer is if you ask questions about diet or cage conditions or wheel or stimulation, any of those things, and they're either very vague on their answers or they refuse to answer at all. So if you say, what diet are they fed? And they say, oh, they're fed on fresh fruits and grubs, rather than saying something like they're fed the pet glider diet and then being able to give you specifics, that's probably a scam because they don't really have gliders and so they're making it all up. Those were 5 ways to identify scammers. Now I'm going to give you 5 things you can do to avoid these scammers. The first one is simply to do your research. Don't jump in to buying a sugar glider on the spur of the moment. This shouldn't be an impulse buy. You need to research diet, cage size and quality, stimulation, personality, all these different things about gliders, and this is really going to help you not be taken in by some of these scammers. A second thing you can do to avoid scammers is ask if they are USDA licensed. Now, many legitimate, very good sugar glider breeders are not licensed because the USDA only requires licensing for 4 or more breeding females. However, if somebody is USDA licensed, they're not going to be a scammer because somebody's not going to go through the work and trouble of maintaining their animals and all of those standards for the USDA while also scamming people. A third thing you can do is ask for references. Ask to speak to other breeding friends or mentors. Ask to speak with customers who have purchased gliders from them. Just kind of get a feel for this person. If they can't provide any of those, or if their quote unquote references are somebody overseas, I would question if it's legitimate. Next thing you can do is ask to see pictures or video of the specific glider you want to adopt that has your name and date written on a piece of paper with the glider. The reason why this can eliminate some scammers is because oftentimes scammers will steal pictures and videos from other sources, maybe other breeders' websites or stock photos online. And if you ask for a piece of paper with your name and date to be in the picture, they're unable to do this if they don't actually have the gliders in hand. A fifth way to avoid scammers is if you're finding out about these people or seeing these people in Facebook groups, simply ask the group moderator what they know about this person. Group moderators of these Facebook groups are always looking through, trying to weed out scammers, so they're going to know, and if they don't know, they will help you find out, and they can help you find a legitimate breeder if that person is indeed a scammer. So those are just a few ways to identify scammers and how to avoid them. Again, just take your time with the process. Don't rush it. If you're feeling rushed, if they're pressuring you, then it's never a good fit. Good breeders will never pressure you to buy one of their animals. So take your time with it, reach out to others in the community, and if you have further questions or would like some more tips, I would love to hear from you. You can drop me a comment or email me, send me a text. I'd love to hear from you. As always, if this was helpful, if you can give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, you'll be notified next time we do videos. Thanks so much.